back. You're still watching the daily debate, and I'm honored to be having with me over the phone Dr. Mohamed Kafafy, the chairman of the International Council for the Green Economy. Dr. Kafafy, thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Hello, Mr. Ahmed.
Hi, thank you very much once again for being with us tonight on the daily debate. First of all, of course, we do know the negative repercussions, the negative impacts of the regional conflict of the war between the United States and Israel and Iran on the energy sector globally, not just regionally or domestically. But in your opinion, what are the other alternatives to be relying upon into the future other than the fossil fuels?
Actually, the result, or we can conclude from the regional war between Israel, US, and Iran, that the countries, the most important things of the energy restructuring and energy mix should be more focusing now in countries like Egypt and Libya, Algeria, Saudi Arabia, should be depending on the renewable energy, not in the fossil fuel. I think it now is a very clear lessons learned. And also, especially, we have a huge potential for expanding the projects in the fields of the renewable energy, especially solar energy, as well as we are very lucky, and fortunately now the technology reduced more than 90% comparing with 10 years later. Then we have to invest and expand our activity, expand the projects, a changing energy mix. By the way, can you imagine energy mix now in most Arab states? Renewable energy is not exceeding 10 or 15%. I think now we have to change the concept. Depending on the solar and the fossil fuel is not acceptable in the next decades. We have to also refocusing on the resource efficiency, because we have a huge loss in the resources in Africa and Arab states. Comparing with the top world countries, our economic efficiency less than 50% of the average world, and maybe lower than 90% of the top world economic efficiency. Then we have to focus in the resource efficiency by reducing waste everywhere, in our time, in human resources, in every field, not only in the energy, in the food, because we have a lot of wastes. This is recommendations. Then we have to work as the two paths to overcome, and how to economic survival and the economic maintaining the economic situation, at least avoiding declining or stagflation of the economy.
Yes.
We have to focus on the resource efficiency and building more and more on the renewable resources.
Dr. Kafafy, you've mentioned the energy mix, something that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has spoken of several times, that we need to be gaining momentum in this field for the next, I think, 5 or 6 years by 2030 and beyond. But speaking about the steps that we have taken under the tenure of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the steps that should be taken in the next 4 years before 2030 to be diversifying our energy resources, how do you see the picture for the Egyptian field in this sector?
The planning and the objective of the Egypt Vision 2032 or 2030
yes,
is still they're going to achieve, but it's not as acceptable level. We still have, for example, the target is about 40% renewable energy, 60% fossil fuel. I'm saying no. We have still a potential, and we have opportunity to replace 60% renewable energy, 40% fossil fuel. That is, we can achieve, but we need still intention, leadership, good planning, and inviting investors. But actually, now we have the situation in the region is, under critical. Just the problem of Iran resolve it. I'm sure the situation will be better, and investors will come to invest and expand the activities.
Yes, and speaking about resolving the current conflict between the United States and Iran as well as Israel in the Middle East, something that is affecting the global citizen economically and especially the oil prices. How did you see Egypt dealing with the energy shocks that we have seen for the past 50 days, something that has affected the globe?
Energy, Egypt to overcome or at least to confronting this critical situation or this crisis by energy conservation. It is a good way, but I'm saying this is not enough. We have to also, it's a good opportunity to move forward energy efficiency improvement through putting more regulations, more incentives, because I'm not aiming only to just close shops early or no. It is energy it's a good way to conserve or to reduce consumption by conservation. But it's more better. It is focusing on the energy efficiency. We in Egypt, for example, because I was responsible about this file many years, in Egypt we have a potential of energy efficiency by about more than 40% in all disciplines and all fields, industrial, commercial, and domestic. This is high potential. Then I'm also proposing or suggesting we have to put regulation for for banks to give funds with very low interest or zero interest to motivate the industrial companies to already produce more efficient appliances and enhance consumers at everywhere to already purchase through very or approximately zero interest funds from the banks. This circle or this cycle or this process already will enhance the national economy and overcome the problem of economic stagflation or like this. That's why I am worried, and everyone in the world now worry about this phenomena.
Yes, Dr. Mohamed Kafafy, the chairman of the International Council for the Green Economy. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate. And this brings us to the end of the episode for tonight. However, I will be leaving you with the latest presidential activities of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi that took place over the past week, all wrapped up in the upcoming report. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Via his official Facebook page, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi said he extends his sincere congratulations to the Christian citizens of Egypt on the occasion of the glorious Easter, praying to God that it returns to our beloved Egypt and our Arab nation with more goodness and stability. He said Egypt will always remain a model of national unity and fraternal coexistence, a pillar of support for its sister Arab nations, and a guarantor of their security and stability. He added, may the people of Egypt and all peace-loving nations be well and safe. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received at the Presidential Palace President Rustam Minakhanov of the Republic of Tatarstan in the Russian Federation. The official spokesperson for the presidency stated that the president welcomed him to Egypt and asked him to convey his greetings to President Vladimir Putin, praising the momentum and strategic ties between Egypt and the Russian Federation in all fields, including with the Republic of Tatarstan. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met with Lieutenant General Ashraf Salem Zahir, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and Minister of Defense and Military Production, and Dr. Salah Suleiman, Minister of State for Military Production. During the meeting, the President followed up on the implementation status of projects being carried out by military production companies and their affiliated units, as well as plans for developing defense industries. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi attended a meeting during which the Minister of Housing, Utilities and Urban Communities, Engineer Randa in Manshawi, reviewed the progress of the ministry's work plan and areas, including the expansion of housing programs and the implementation status of numerous projects undertaken by the ministry in various governorates.